Hello, and welcome to another edition of the Big Freaking Friday Show on the College Football Mafia Network channel. I'm your host, Nathan Balmer Brown. With me is a partner and co-host. We also have Wild Utes going to be joining us just a little bit, but it is the Moen. How are we doing tonight, Moen?
Hanging in there, Nate. How about yourself? Just getting ready for conference championship weekend.
Yes, yeah, getting ready for it. I'm really excited about it. I think um, I think BYU could shock the world. We'll have to see. We can talk about that in a little bit, but certainly exciting. Big things going. I think there's a lot of big games, and there's one game that sort of makes no sense. Duke, Virginia could break the bank. I read several articles today that basically said the reason the ACC is in this situation is because a decade ago they sold their soul to ESPN and it only went to a few schools. What do you think about that idea?
I don't think that that's the cause for this Duke Virginia matchup.
No, no,
I
I'm
think.
talking about the conference in general. I'm not
Oh well,
talking
the
about the
conference in
game.
general. Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
because
I
that's the
mean,
word. That's the word.
definitely. I mean, they should never went with a 20-year media rights
Yeah,
package.
that was stupid, wasn't it? I mean, we're going to look back at media deals, especially in sports, and say that was one of the worst.
That's one of the
Yeah,
worst. Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, you're talking maybe you're talking about the XFL contract or World Football League or something that would be really bad. But I think the ACC deal will find out that it was pennies on the dollar that the ACC essentially gave ESPN their rights forever and a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what we're going to find out. Okay, so while we're waiting for you, I wanted to get this news up really quick. This just happened. Well, I don't know. I saw this tweet 20 minutes ago. Share screen. Let me get the right one here. Here we go. So, according to this information, and we can only go by the information we're given, Ross Dellinger says Matt Campbell have reached an agreement at the Penn State University. His deal with the school is expected to put him in the top 10 of all college football coaches. Team meetings are supposed to be one in an hour in Iowa, and certainly they're going to have to do something at Penn State. But Matt Campbell to Penn State, what do you think about that?
Best hire available at this point. And we'd actually mentioned him early on in the coaching search that Matt,
Yep.
but everybody said, well, Matt Campbell won't leave Iowa State, but at some point he had to look at his options and say what are my goals in life as a coach, and apparently his goal is to compete for a national championship, and he is certainly going to be able to do that at Penn State.
Bob Swanger was in the house. I said hey to him, and basically he's responding that thanks. I will be glad when the contract is signed. He's not the only one that said that. I think um, Chris also said that. Chris G. Um, but at the end of the day, that's a lot, right? I mean, that means he's making over $10 million. I think the
Yeah.
number has to be somewhere around $10 or $11 million a year. Um, and how long do you how long do you give him? I got to think a guy like Matt Campbell's not going to be given a lot of time,
No, I
more than a
disagree.
year. You think they're going
I
to give him more time?
Yeah, I disagree
Okay.
because he is a program builder. And
He is.
that's
I've said that on Twitter today several times.
right,
Yeah.
and that's something that they actually absolutely need at Penn State, especially after this recruiting class. They
Yeah.
need someone who can go in there and build, and he's got a good resume. I mean, he puts some players into the NFL, and
He does.
I think that'll bode well for recruiting. And I like Matt Campbell as a coach. I think he done a wonderful job. He's done so much with so little at Iowa State. It's going to be fascinating to see what he does with the resources available to him at Penn State.
It, I agree with that. I think it is an exercise in patience, though. I know you say they're going to let him build a program back up, and like I said, I did. That's the first. Whenever I think I mentioned it in 3 tweets today, and in each one I said, "Well, you're getting a program builder, and you're getting a guy that can organize." But is he the elite? Because Franklin was a program builder. Franklin, the last year and a half, has been chasing it. Not so much building, but just trying to get over the top. And that came back to bite him, right, this year. Campbell, man, it's hard for me to see Penn State being more than 2 years patient.
No, I disagree. Based off of this last coaching search they've had, they're going to have to stick with Matt Campbell at least 4 to 5 years.
Wow. Okay.
And I don't think it's going to hurt them at all. I think, like I said, Matt Campbell's going to have this. Probably going to take him 2 or 3 years to get this roster to the place he needs it to be to win. But yeah, I think that's the best available hire for him.
Yeah.
And to say, I understand that Matt Campbell's coming from Iowa State, but this was also a guy who was wanted by NFL teams. So
his name has been around for years.
His name
has
been they've tried to lure him. Several people
it's
have
true.
tried to lure him away from Iowa State. The fact that Penn State's finally the one able to do it, I think shows me that Campbell is ready to go after a national championship.
I want to be very clear. I was just asking a question. I didn't say they weren't going to give him much time. I said I have questions about how it's going to be after a couple of years. But Bob Swanger says he's willing to give him time. And at the end of the day, it's what it's going to come down to, right? Is how jonesy are Penn State fans for instant gratification. Because if you're going to build a program, you don't do that. It's taken oh gosh, I'm spacing his name at Texas Tech. With all the money in the world, it still took them about 3 years to build a roster to win the Big 12, right?
Yeah,
and
Joey
to be competitive.
McGuire.
Joey McGuire, thank you. Who I like, by the way. I love Joey McGuire. I love his energy. I love everything about him. But he's not gonna. It took him 3 years, and he had basically unfettered access to money. I don't know. It'll be fascinating. I'll just say that.
Yeah, I like the hire.
All right.
Listen, after everything they have went through, having a handshake deal with Kalani Sitake at the beginning of the week, to here we are at the end of the week hiring Matt Campbell, and everything in between, all the candidates they wanted. I mean, look at how much. Somebody told me the figure was like $239 million in coaching extensions.
Yeah. Something like
as
that.
a result of the Penn State coaching vacancy.
Yes.
So,
yeah, Penn State gave like 5 coaches new contracts, not their own.
Yeah.
So,
extensions. Yeah, extensions.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's totally right. You're closer to that relationship up there. I'll defer to you. I just think it'll be really interesting to see, a program that's a blue blood program that's been around forever, championships on the wall. And can rely on one of the best overall records in all of college sports, not even college football. At Penn State, you lose 2 games and people are flipping out. So how many years can he go? We're 9-3.
Well,
right?
there's expectations versus reality too. I think the expectations were high for James Franklin because he has been there for so long. So yes, people flipped out after 2 losses because that had become his modus operandi at Penn State.
Agreed. Yep,
he
had
right. These super talented rosters, and he could not get out of his own way for one reason or another. He would do a stupid coaching decision. He would have a James Franklin moment, as I would call it. And but I think with Matt Campbell, I think they're going to understand that it's going to take time. They're going to understand that he's not going to come in and Kurt Signetti this thing. He doesn't have the roster available for him to do that.
Okay, I think the very first thing I would be doing is finding a quarterback that can actually play down the field. An RPO guy, not somebody who's going to stand in place behind a heavy offensive line and just expect to punch everybody in the mouth. They got to get flexible. Sayin is a perfect example at Ohio State. Kid can do it all. He's a 3-tool quarterback. And very, very smart. And that's what Penn State needs to do. They need to modify what they've been doing. And I don't know. That's not what they do. In fact, Rocco Becht, I think you could argue Penn State and Iowa State are very similar. So if they go with the same model It's hard to expect different outcomes. So we're going to have to see, I guess, where that goes.
Yeah, we'll see. Like I said, he's done a lot with a little at Iowa State.
He
Now he
has.
has a lot more resources available to him. It'll be interesting to see how he does.
Agreed. All right, let's get some shout outs done while Ute's out of here. We can say hello to some people. Buckshot Kid, first guy in the house tonight. Good to see you, Buckshot Kid. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for being a member of the College Football Mafia family. Oh, hey, at the College Football Mafia. Appreciate that. David, when are they going to fix these names again, Moen? I know these people are different. David Abanash. I know you have a different nickname.
No. Hold on. Let me show you. David Sabinosh.
Sabinosh. Thank you, David
Sabinosh.
Okay. Also a member of the College Football Mafia family. Appreciate you, David. Good evening, College Football Mafia. Woo-ha! I love that. Then we got, he says it's also time for UVA to win the ACC. This is their respect game. Beating Duke is not a respect game there, David, but
no,
getting to the CFP would be good. Very good. Yeah. Husker Magic. He was with me last night. Appreciate him coming on, giving me support yesterday. Husker Magic in the house saying happy conference championship weekend, everybody. So we've seen that to everybody. Daniel Gygax. We're going to have to see where the scores were. I have no idea where everybody's at, but Daniel's out there leading the pack. Good to have you here tonight, Daniel, a valuable member of the College Football Mafia family, somebody who contributes to the show every Sunday, does a minute and a half video. They're so fun. Very informative. If you haven't been watching them, you need to find them. They in the videos section, Moen? Is that where they find those?
No, they actually have their own section called Shorts.
Okay, Shorts. There you go. That's simple. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Bob Swinger, as I already mentioned, said, hey, everyone. Good to have you, Bob. Bob's another valuable member of the College Football Mafia family. You know how you know that? Look in the comment section. You'll see people's names are green. They are members. Bob Swinger not only has a green name, but he's also got a special icon next to his name. It's an S, and that means he's here to stay, and we really appreciate him. If you want to become a college football member of the College Football Mafia family, Moen, how do they do that?
Absolutely. To become a member of the College Football Mafia family, leave a super chat, leave a super sticker, leave a super thanks. You can do all that by clicking the cash icon. You can also gift memberships like I am going to do since it is the month of December and we have memberships to gift. Let me send out 5 gifted memberships.
Already? You're doing it right now?
Okay,
let's go.
1, Tim Mo 4, Jacobra Cat,
nice.
Braden 8549 or Brad Arden 849, Scott Peterson photo,
excellent,
and Solar Knoll are all
I love
members of the College Football Mafia family. Make sure that you thank me in the chat because Moen did that. So thank Moen.
Moen did that because I don't know how. So he gets all the credit.
But you guys are now able to use all the custom emotes in chat. You will have the little S by your name for a while, and you can access all our members only videos on the homepage.
We've had a lot of new members recently that were gifted. I would recommend you guys go in and set up your payment schedule and become a long-standing member. We're going to be getting into the off season. That's actually where we make hay around here. If you're not familiar with our game, we actually are more of an off-season channel than not. We cover realignment, the business of college football, news and notes. That's really where we have our expertise at. This we do for fun. So I encourage everybody who's become a new member to consider staying as a member and sticking with us because we have more member shows and benefits coming to you. Moen, what's coming up with members in the next couple of weeks?
We got a members only video dropping next week. Just quick, Caleb Ramirez just sent me this. Jimmy Rogers is actually taking over for Matt Campbell at Iowa State.
Okay. All right.
He was the first-year head coach at Washington State and won a national title at South Dakota State in 2023. So from Wazoo to ISU.
I love it.
Congratulations to Jimmy Rogers. Thanks for letting me know about that, Caleb.
Yeah, thank you. And we'll have to see now where Iowa State goes, right? Now they got to get a coaching staff together and they have to start. I don't know what their recruiting class was like this year either. So those will be things he'll have to sell. But it's a good job, Iowa State. It's a good job. Coaches that go there are successful. It's just you're sort of trapped by geography, literally, and then you're trapped by some of the money restrictions. So, talking about money restrictions, just before we get to more shout outs, Mo, did you see what happened at Michigan State today? $401 million grant, or actually gift. But $100 million of that is set aside just for athletics, and it's going to be set in there to accrue interest and to keep that program going. It's not supposed to be the only benefit that they give, but that's kind of where that gift is supposed to go. What do you think Michigan State's outlook is now?
Well, look, I think, again, we've mentioned it before, Pat Fitzgerald, I think that's a home run hire. He knows the Big Ten. He knows the teams in the Big Ten. He knows a lot of the coaches in the Big Ten. So that's a significant
hire. He knows how to
recruit
too.
He knows how to recruit
Northwestern women.
Yeah, he knows how to recruit. I think that is a very, very good hire. I think having this money available to him so that he can commit towards his athletic program is going to certainly be helpful.
Excellent. Let's get some more shout outs. Skaven Yes in the house says, hello, gentlemen. Go Big Red, Skaven Yes. Let's see here. I've got a bunch of repeats. I just want to say hi to as many people. Chris in the house. Next Wednesday, James Franklin really gets to work for Virginia Tech. What do you guys think about that hire?
I love that hire. I love that hire. James Franklin getting fired from Penn State because the boosters wanted him out is a colossal fail. Colossal fail. But Matt Campbell, man. Yeah, Matt Campbell. Great hire. But I love it for Virginia Tech. I think that program is going to boost, do a 180, 100%.
Excellent. You want to say, hey, you just got here. Welcome to the show. How you doing? How's your week been?
Been living the dream, man. Living the dream.
Utah got 2 5/4 star athletes this week that they did really well. They got the best player out of Idaho, best player out of, was it Utah, with Salesi. The best player, it wasn't the best player out of Oregon, but like the Gatorade best player, something like that. So you guys have had a good recruiting weekend or week. I guess.
It's been a good class for the Utes, filled the holes that they need to fill. Look, if the transfer portal pays off, this team's going to be really good next year. It just need to get a line. Transfer portal offensive line are hard to come by. They need some linemen, but there's a lot of optimism in Ute land right now.
What about your coach? Who's going to
be
your coach?
No announcements as of today. This was supposed to be the day of Kyle Whittingham's announcement. That has been delayed even more. Every day that it's delayed, it makes me think he's staying.
I think so. Right? And does Scally then stick around? I don't think so. There's bigger jobs out there.
Where's Scally going to go at this
Penn
point?
State? I mean, go to Penn State.
Matt Campbell just got hired, man.
No, I'm not talking about a head coach. I'm talking about defensive coordinator of the real school.
I don't know. I mean, if Penn State just got passed on.
It's just drama. Schools. It's just drama from us down south. That's all I'm saying. It's just drama. I love it. To Town Hawk. What an offseason for KU already. The 3 closest conference teams all replacing their head coaches, plus no bowl game for K-State. Yeah. What do you guys think about that? K-State said, no, coaches retiring. They had a vote, and they said, we don't want to play any more football.
I think it's brilliant. I think K-State should pass on a bowl game. I think Utah should pass on a bowl game. I think everybody should pass on the bowl game. If you don't get the playoffs, you probably shouldn't be playing in the postseason, period.
Moen?
Listen, I love Kansas. I love the Jayhawks. I'll give you a Jayhawk squawk. But when you're talking about your positives end up being all negatives for your rivals, I don't know that that's such a great thing. I think
addition by subtraction.
Yeah. I think it would be much better to be celebrating a fantastic recruiting class or a major award or potentially playing for the college football playoff. But I'll give you a Jayhawk squawk.
Yeah, once you get that done, get that in there.
There we go, baby.
Flying. I love it. Thank you, Moen. I appreciate that. We did get a $5 super chat from Elsist. The Earth.
Okay. LC versus the Earth.
Okay, LC versus the Earth, $5 super chat. Thank you, LC, for being here. We appreciate you. Make sure you subscribe, follow us on Twitter, and get involved. What we take ideas from everybody. If you're a member, we definitely listen to you. Super chats help as well. So thank you so much for that. Helps us keep the lights on. Hey, Moen, when all is said and done, how many teams from the ACC do you see joining the Big Ten?
2 to 4. And it depends on what we're considering Notre Dame. But
Notre Dame's
independent,
and that could be an extra too. They can be 21.
I'm going to say initially 2.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
I agree too. From the ACC,
20 is the number. 21 with Notre Dame.
The one I could put the most weight towards would be Miami.
Yeah, I don't know. Clemson
Miami.
and North Carolina, I think, are looking really good right now. They can get North Carolina for pennies on the dollar. It's like North Carolina would like do everybody's snow removal for 10 years if you would take them in the Big Ten.
I wouldn't trust anyone from North Carolina to do.
I'm just saying,
removal.
they are desperate. They will come to you for a song. You can have them like SMU did.
Thank you for the super chat. I am going to go ahead and play you a little sounder here.
Who is LC?
My milk is delicious.
That's LC versus the Earth. I have no idea who it is.
I was just going to add LC in the comment section. Tell us who your school is. We like to rep people's schools. Thank you for being here tonight. Really appreciate that.
Skipped one super chat here.
I didn't
Bomber.
skip it. I was working backwards. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, we work forwards.
I work however I want, brother. I'm driving here. Let's go.
Moen, let's hope the game tomorrow is fun and exciting. Whoever wins, I hope the two go far in the playoffs. Hey, I'd love to see a rematch in the championship game. That would be awesome. Love it, love it, love it. I'm going to give you a Flugs. Oh.
Thank you, Ricky. Thank you so much for being a member of the College Football Mafia family. Ricky's been around for a long time. OG is what we call these guys, and he's carried a lot of water. So thank you, Ricky, and good luck this weekend. Indiana's this playoffs is gonna be really good. They'll be really good. One more member chat. I want to get to this. Becky Go Huskies, a contributor around here, has been on shows recently with Moen on Wednesday night. They've been doing a show. Appreciate Becky for all the hard work she does, and also for being a member of the College Football Mafia family. Wazoo in shambles. Oh no, yeah, she's not concerned about Wazoo. What's happened to Wazoo though? It should be a crime. What's happened to Wazoo in Oregon State? It should be illegal. What's happened to them? But it's not, so let's move along. Sorry, Washington State. Let's do a few more shout-outs, and then I want to get right to our games because we're going to have a lot of people wanting to talk later in the show. Let's see. Bill G. Bill G's an OG of OGs, like member 5, I think, of the College Football Mafia family. Thank you, Bill. Appreciate it. It's great to see you. ISU cannot match PSU's ability to fund a football program. No question there.
No way. Yeah. Yeah.
Iowa
State was having funding problems before, and now losing Matt Campbell. It's rough times, guys. I would say this, though, for Iowa State. I would be looking at Chris Kleinman for head coach.
Boy, I was thinking that today, too. I was thinking the same thing. It does.
It does.
He got railroaded out of Kansas State. They basically forced him.
You may have missed the news. Jimmy Rogers from Washington State is the new coach.
Yeah, he hired somebody, huh?
Yeah, that's why she's saying they're in shambles. That's what Becky's comments from. But I was thinking the same thing, though. I could see him taking a job in the Midwest, right? Something in the wheat belt, if you want to call it that. The anything with Nebraska, Iowa, Oklahoma, anything in those realms. I could see Kleeman coming back and haunting somebody. Maybe not even as a head coach. Maybe he comes back as what was he, a defensive coordinator first? I can't remember.
So. Yeah, something like that.
I think he was a DC. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty funny. And I think that's where we're going to stop with our special comments. We got one more from Becky Go Huskies. Wazoo, third coach in 3 seasons. Thank you, Becky. Another $5 super chat for reminding us of that. That's just sad. Ute, tell us about how you feel about what's happened to Washington State and Oregon State.
Well, I think it's bunk. I think it sucks the whole Pac-12 blew up. I think that most of the schools regret that. Like, it was a financial driven decision. USC's not happy. I don't know if they're ever happy. I guess Oregon and Washington maybe. UCLA is kind of in shambles. But I don't think anyone's really that satisfied. I mean, I would prefer to be in the Pac-12, the old Pac-12 and the Big 12. So you guys know that. I think that most of the schools in the Big 12 that moved over outside of Colorado would feel the same way. I think it's an absolute shame.
Okay, very good. McTruckin, thanks for being here, McTruckin. I appreciate you. I always love seeing your comments. Guys, Kleeman did not get railroaded. Give me a break. You don't think he was forced out, McTruckin? You don't think they forced him out?
100% forced out. I mean, everybody wanted Colin Klein. I mean, and it makes sense. Colin Klein's a great hire.
Yes, they did not want to lose him.
100%. Yes. But he got absolutely screwed. Kleiman got screwed for as good as he's been at K-State. Oh gosh, yeah, he did. He did.
If Kleiman ever coaches again, it would probably be after taking at least a year off. This past season took a mental, emotional toll on him, especially following the loss to Utah. He was in shambles. There's no doubt about it. We're not trying to say he wasn't. We're just saying that we could see him coaching again. He didn't look done to me. He just didn't look done to me. No, he isn't. 58. He's 58.
He's going to be coaching here. Give him a year, he'll coach somewhere.
That's a good comment. Yeah, maybe in a year. I think that makes a ton of sense. McTruckin doesn't agree with this, so sorry, McTruckin. Sometimes I don't always agree with him either.
I don't agree with Mack trucks. I agree with Peterbilt's the better of the two trucks. So.
Oh, don't even get going on diesels. What? Bulldog Mississippi, become a recent member and has been active. I appreciate Bulldog Mississippi being here representing the Mississippi Bulldogs in the house. Mississippi State, sorry. Did the Pac-12 really die off because of TV contracts?
Yep.
I don't think that's the reason. But
I don't either.
What's the reason then? What's the reason?
Poor leadership.
I think it was structured. Yeah, and the structure was not tenable. The way that they were talking about doing the disproportionate payout system, and there were some schools that weren't even being rated as should have been in the same conference. They would have gotten rid of Oregon State and Washington State long ago if they could have.
It was a financial decision. And like what brings financials, it's the TV contracts. To me, it's 100% that. Yeah, USC just took a little bit more just to jump over to the Big Ten, and the Big Ten is the villain. We both know that, Moen. Big Ten has been the villain, the villain behind that, stabbing the Pac-12 in the back.
I don't know.
Their brother in arms, dead.
That's not.
I know. We stabbed the Pac-12 after.
Let's do it.
Because we took Oklahoma and Texas and Texas A&M and Mizzou and all those schools away from the Big 12 too. You forget about that.
All right, let's not go cycle down this. Let's not do this tonight. We got a lot of other stuff to cover. Rock and Rant says, Bomber, have you learned to despise Notre Dame yet? Brother, I've been despising Notre Dame before you were born. Their level of enablement this year might be the year finally people actually are willing to make changes at this next contract term. I think Notre Dame has reached a point that might not be tenable for them to be on their own from a CFP perspective. You guys, no comment? Moen, come on, you got to have an opinion there.
Yeah, I've got an opinion. Fuck Notre Dame.
Okay,
it might be a strong opinion for some people, but but hey, Rock, the way I look at it, Notre Dame's Ohio State's a bitch, and they'll continue to be Ohio State's bitch. So if we meet them in the playoffs, we'll just kick the shit out of them again.
That's funny. Ute.
Yeah, you guys, a little bit of sidestep here. If Indiana beats Ohio State tomorrow, okay,
yep.
I think that's a huge deal, right? Obviously, Indiana
would. Yep.
Big Ten conference champions. I mean, they're undefeated. This is an amazing story and stuff. I had been down on Indiana for quite a while. I'm no longer down on Indiana. And I commit to this. Ricky Tungate, our Indiana Hoosiers out there, check this out. I will post this on social media tomorrow. If you win, look at this new hot Indiana garb right here. Indiana's becoming the hot girl, baby, of the Big Ten Conference. I just wanted to show everybody just my appreciation for the Hoosiers. And I've got to be rooting for the Hoosiers tomorrow. This will be posted from the Wild Ute account on X tomorrow with a Hoosier victory, baby, because you guys are that hot girl, baby.
Wow.
Yeah. Check out them wide hips and them little feet.
I don't want to get into the logistics of that, okay? Okay, let's get into our picks. Let's just jump right in. First, I need to pull up the records. As it stands, I was a perfect 50%. When we pick 20 games, I can only get 10 of them right. So I am a full-on 8 games behind the Daniel Gygax. Pickles is 1 game ahead of me. Becky is the closest one. She's only 2 games off. The rest of us are far, far back. What do you guys think about the picks we had last week?
Yeah, Becky and Pickles, the Northwest Alliance right there. They had that figured out. 14 and 6.
I don't know what I should have copied Becky. Yeah, that is really good. Yeah, that is. And Daniel, the reason I went 10 and 10 is I almost all the ones he picked right, I got wrong, and vice versa. That's basically where we were at last week. Anyway, so yep, that's where we're at. So we have this week to pick games, and then we're gonna do playoff picks, right, Moen?
Yeah, this is our last week for picks. So whoever wins the regular season picks will win this week. Then we're going to do a bowl pick'em, and everybody will be able to join in there and do the bowl pick'em with us. Yeah. And then we're probably going to do something special for the playoffs. I'm thinking some kind of bracketology to everybody will submit their own bracket, and we'll have points based off of that. So.
I love it. Let's do it. That sounds like a great idea. I'm all for it. Okay, so let's get right into picks. There was one more super chat from LCV's The Heart. What is that, Moen? Say it again.
LC versus the Earth.
Versus the Earth. Okay, thank you. $5 super chat. I guarantee you, he or her is just going to keep giving comments to make me try to say it right, and I'm going to get it wrong every time. USC outgrew AEW and has had to move on to the WWE. I'm not sure. Is that
basically upgrading, right? Like the
WB.
Okay. AEW is the inferior wrestling promotion to WWE. WWE is the premier wrestling promotion.
Oh, so I get what she's. Yeah. I get it. Okay. Well, good job, LC. Yeah, I'm sure that's right. Well, all we know is the Pac-12 was not going to stay the way it was. It needed completely restructuring anyway.
Hold on, I gotta give a sounder to him.
Please.
I gotta give a sounder to Becky too. I forgot to give Becky a sounder.
Yeah,
Becky will do a little siren.
Do a
for
siren.
Her.
Let's go, siren. And we need tequila at some point.
Bow down to Washington. Bow down to Washington.
And then for LC versus the Earth,
have we got a pull out of LC yet?
Yeah, hold on. We're going to give him a little Dusty Rhodes.
And hard times. Oh, years worked on a job. 30 years. 30 years. They give him a watch, kick him in the butt, and say, hey, a computer
took your job, baby.
That's hard time.
Dusty Rhodes is. If you saw Dusty Rhodes, if you were old enough to see Dusty Rhodes on the old public access TV channels in the 70s, you saw wrestling. All right, let's get into picks. So the first one this week, we are starting off with Kennesaw State at Jacksonville State. So these are played home games, Moen?
I'm not sure. This is just the way FanDuel has them listed.
Okay, we'll just go with that. Jackson State's home. I don't know if it's at their building or not. -2.5 for Kennesaw State. This I have no idea, so I went with Kennesaw State just because. Do you guys know anything about these schools?
Well,
Kennesaw State.
Yeah. Kennesaw State is out of Georgia, and Jacksonville State's obviously out of Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay.
And the score right now is 7-0 Kennesaw State.
All right, let's go, baby.
Isn't Jack State in Alabama?
No, Jacksonville
Well, I know
shores
Jacksonville's the
in
city, but I
Florida.
thought Jack State was in Alabama. I don't know.
Is it?
I mean, you guys.
I thought it was Florida. Just assumed.
I
so.
assumed it was Florida. I would think
Yeah,
with
I don't know.
Jacksonville, but one of them is
Oh.
an owl and one of them's a gamecock. And listen, that's a good fight, but I think the owl would win.
I'm going to
Yeah,
get
the
one
Owls
here.
win.
I'm going to get one here on Daniel. I won't catch up to Becky, though. Okay. Next one is Troy getting 23.5 at James Madison. And I took the points, baby. I was all about the points. What do you, Moa? You took points too, I'm assuming?
Heck yeah. I always go with Troy. I love Troy. That program is gritty. They've been that way for 20 years and stuff. So I'm never going to bet against Troy, especially when I got 23.5 points. So give me the Trojans, baby.
All right, Moen.
Listen, JMU, they're playing for a playoff spot potentially. They got to have Duke
Maybe.
win to get it.
Yep.
They need to have style points here too. So I'm not that worried about the points, the style points. I think JMU is going to do it, but it is a close game right now. Right now, it is James Madison 17, Troy 14.
Let's go. That's another one. I'm going to get two on both Becky and
Woo!
Daniel. Here we go.
That's great. News
Don't
right
call
there.
it a comeback right here. Next one. University of North Texas. Sorry. I bit my tongue. This is
You
for
all
the
right?
AAC. Yeah, I bit my tongue.
Yeah.
This is for the AAC championship, right? University of North
Yeah.
Texas at Tulane. And this is 2.5. Moen, is this played at Tulane?
Again, I don't know where these are played at,
Okay.
guys. This is just the way FanDuel lists them.
Okay.
For the
No,
major
that's no problem.
championship games, it's just who ended up being the home team, who ended up being the favorite when it lists that.
Okay.
I can tell you right now that this game is North Texas is up 7-0 over Tulane at the moment.
Mm,
And I took North Texas in the 2.5.
mm.
As did I. I
Good
think
Tulane.
I think North Texas with the upset here. Or not North
Yeah,
Texas, not
like-
an upset, but the win.
I warned everybody at the beginning of the season that Retzlaff would get you only so far. He's going to cost them in one game or another, and this might be one of them. That's what I think.
You know, I really like Retzlaff as a player. He's one of my favorite players in college football. Just kidding. Just kidding, Nate.
Oh, I
no,
do
this
not
is
hurt
amazing.
Nate.
I mean, the guy's one game away from the freaking
Yeah.
playoff right here. It's pretty
Yeah.
amazing and everything.
It is true.
We'll see what happens. They're down 7-0.
So
Yeah,
it's just
but whoever
just getting
who-
going.
whoever wins this game is likely the G6 representative in
Yeah.
the college football playoff. So
Yep. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. All right, let's go to a conference that last year had the runaway favorite for the G6, and that was Boise State. This is Boise State and UNLV Ute. I mean, are you kidding me? UNLV playing football. You can't pick against Boise State. That's all I can
Never.
say. You never pick against Boise State.
These guys never learn, Nate.
Well,
Never,
listen.
ever,
We tell
Ever,
them all the
ever.
time.
ever
Dan
pick
Mullen,
Boise State.
I'm just going to put this out there. Dan Mullen has had so many comeback victories this year, and I think he'll continue that trend. I think they won a close one, might be by a field goal.
It's 3.5, right? So
I know it's 3.5, but that's UNLV getting the points. So
Yes, right.
it'll be a close game. I think it'll be by a field goal. So I think even if Boise State wins, I don't think they cover. And right now that game is, where's Boise State? Boise State is up 7-0 on UNLV right now.
You just do not bet against Boise State.
Don't do it.
Learn. We've been doing this
Man.
for 3 years now, everybody. To the world, do not bet
Never.
against Boise State.
Never bet against Boise State.
Never. All right, next one. This is for tomorrow, and it's at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. That's a crazy time. Sorry, 10 a.m. Mountain Time, 11 a.m. Central. This is the Big 12 championship, the first of the A4 conference championships that are still coming. BYU's getting 12.5, highly disrespectful. Kalani, BYU's had such positive news this week. I think they might get Texas Tech, but I took BYU, and there's Daniel, of course, picking what I picked. But you guys both took Texas Tech.
Yeah, I think Texas Tech has the antidote to BYU. BYU's got LJ Martin, and I just don't see that working tomorrow. Texas Tech's one of the best run defenses in the land.
They are.
I think Texas Tech's going to win. I'll tell you what, BYU has to keep this game close and get up early because this game could pull away from me quick. So we'll see. I heard that there was like a 70-30 split for that game, right, Nate? Did you hear anything about?
I heard between 60-40 and 70-30. Yeah, we got to realize Texas Tech has never won a conference Big 12 conference championship.
Right.
For them. I mean, their history goes back into the 50s. The last time they had a team that was this good. So yeah, there's a lot of pent up. It sold out in 3 days. The championship sold out in 3 days, and it might be the highest attended conference championship game of all time at the end of the day. They're going to be standing room only. They're trying to get 88,000 people into that stadium and standing room only. So we'll have to see, but it's going to be fun atmosphere. So Moen.
Yeah.
Listen, the name of the game is contain, and Texas Tech was able to do it last time with Bear Bachmeier. I think they'll continue to do that. This is one of those games that is not played at home. This is going to be played at Jerry World. Texas Tech is considered the home team because they have the higher ranking. I like Texas Tech to win this, and I like them to win it big. I think Texas Tech wins. I think Texas Tech wins by 3 touchdowns.
Okay. All right. Moving on to the next A4 conferences. We got Miami. Why didn't you list? Why did you? These are in order of appearing.
Time.
I'm guessing. Okay. Because Miami of Ohio. Sorry, Miami of Ohio is getting 1.5 at Western Michigan. We don't know where the game's being played, and I took
this
Western
one.
Michigan.
If I'm not mistaken, usually the MAC championships played in Detroit at Ford
I was going to
Field.
say Detroit. That's where I would have guessed. Okay, all right. How about you? You took Western Michigan.
Don't know a lot about these teams, guys. So I just kind of threw a flyer out there, going with Western Michigan.
Okay, Moen, you know these teams.
I do, and I like Miami. I like the Red Hawks. I think they're going to get their offense rolling early, which has been a trouble for both of these teams, I think, getting the offenses going early. Now, they get the offenses going, but I think the Red Hawks get charged early. They stay ahead. I think they beat the Broncos.
All right. Very good. Yeah, there was a little bit of controversy about tiebreakers because Ohio almost made it into this game, but they lost out on a tiebreaker in that conference in the MAC. So I know we have some Ohio fans that are around here, and so I hate those tiebreakers, guys. I wish there was a better way to do tiebreakers, but it is what it is. Okay. Georgia then is playing the SEC championship game at Alabama. Why isn't Georgia the home team?
No, Alabama's actually the home team because they have the head-to-head win over Georgia.
Oh, okay. All right. I took the dogs. I'm always a Georgia guy. You guys both took Alabama.
Yeah, I think Alabama is going to show some people this game. I think Kalen DeBoer is going to have the boys ready, and I think that they're going to win the SEC yet again, stuff under this new regime. I think Georgia's a bit overrated, guys. I think they're good, but I think Bama's better, and we will see it on Saturday.
Moen?
Listen, do you know what Kirby Smart's record is against Alabama?
I don't know. It's like 1-28 or something. It's
1-7. 1-7.
So bad. Yeah.
Ryan Day thwarted his Michigan problem.
It's like a kryptonite.
Kirby Smart has yet to do it. And I'm taking Alabama until he does it.
Okay. All right. I love it. I love the passion about these games. Let's go to the ACC championship with Duke 3.5 at Virginia, which is honestly one of I think the worst matchups I've ever seen in a championship game. I can't think of another one that is this sideways.
I can.
Virginia's 10-2. Duke is 7-5. 10-2, 7-5. Miami has no chance to win the ACC conference, which is just incredible. And you took Duke. You're trying to break the wheel, brother.
See what you see right here on the screen. Duke is going to pull the upset, y'all. Duke is going to pull the upset. You watch.
I got to
It's
ask
going
a
to cause
question.
mad
though.
havoc. It's going to cause mad.
I got a question. Are those D's?
No.
Ah.
No, guys. Mensa is the best player on the field. Duke's going to get this game.
Okay.
I'm very confident that Duke's going to win this game, and then Duke is going to sneak into the playoff.
No.
Yeah, Duke's going to sneak into the playoff.
No.
The 12 seed of the playoff. Duke Blue Devils.
We'll have North Texas and James Madison will be ahead of.
I don't think so. I think Duke sneaks into the playoff right here.
Tulane beat Duke. Tulane beat Duke. So
I'm telling
you're talking
you.
about tiebreakers.
Miami beat Notre Dame, and who cares what happened?
Okay, I will say this: if Duke gets into the playoff, you can just throw all legitimacy out the window then, because there's four or five teams. It's all ridiculous, stupid. If Duke that's just dumb. They might get in. I don't know, but that would be stupid,
right?
Yeah.
It's just how the game works, right? And I think if Duke wins, they're in. If Duke's going to win the game, they're going to be in. They're going to be.
I don't think so. I think the ACC gets rooked. I don't think they get in. If we'll find out. Time will tell. Okay, and then the last game that is the only game really that most of us took the same. You're just trying to get back to 500 here. You took
Hey, I love Indiana Hoosiers right here. You see the sexy?
Yeah, I do.
Hey, back to back, the Duke and the Indiana. These guys right here. This is going to happen. I love Indiana in this game. Nobody thinks they're going to win. Obviously, look at you guys' picks and everything. I'm a big believer in Indiana. I'm a big believer in Indiana. I might actually parlay a Duke Indiana win right here and stuff in the betting lines here. I'm so confident in these two. So give me Indiana. Give me Indiana to upset Ohio State. Give me Indiana as the number 1 overall seed. In the
wow.
I have to take exception with something here. Now, why are you putting Duke in a sexy 2-piece and Indiana gets relegated to that mom of 3 children 1-piece?
Dress.
Yeah, I mean, what is this?
He's
the
wearing
1920s?
You don't like Indiana's costume? It's classy, man.
I'm just saying, it seems like you've got a little favoritism towards Duke with the 2-piece. You got a bright yellow 2-piece on Duke, and you got like a polka dot pattern mom version 1-piece on the Indiana.
I think that's very slimming right here for Indiana.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
you guys, come on. That's just crazy.
Oh my gosh.
No. All right. So those are our picks. Moen, go ahead and sell your Ohio State.
Listen, I think Ohio State's the best team Indiana's played this year. I think Indiana is the best team Ohio State's going to play this year. I think it's going to be a close game, but I think Ohio State does win it late. And I'm giving it to the Ohio State defense. I think the defense is really going to be the difference maker in this game. I think they're going to get in Mendoza's head. They get a good rush with just 4. But I'm not going to undersell Indiana because Indiana is really, really good, guys. They're not just lucky, as a lot of people seem to claim. Indiana's really good, but I do see Ohio State's defense being the difference maker.
Close game?
I think it's going to be closer than most people think, but I do see Ohio State winning by a touchdown.
Yeah,
I could see this being 24-17 type deal.
If you keep Indiana below 20, you win.
I agree.
I don't think you. If Indiana gets running though, he gets into rhythm. That kid can throw the ball, and they can get points quick. So I don't think that happens to Ohio State though. Ohio State and Texas Tech, best defenses in the country. Yeah, I don't think you get out in front like that either. Okay, you want to say anything else about these picks?
Let's go.
Okay. Well, let's get to 3 super chats that we had in the interim. First one from Ricky Tungate. Again, Indiana Hoosier in the house, $5 super chat. Ute is correct. It's in Alabama. So Jacksonville State is in Alabama. Thank you for the geography check there, Ricky. We appreciate you. Then we go Evil Badger. Ryan Willie in the house. Wisconsin Badgers always $5 super chat, and Evil Badger is a lifetime OG member of the College Football Mafia family. Appreciate everything you do for us, Ryan. Thanks for being here. Did you hear me go off on SEC fans bragging about how their propaganda is a bunch of crap? I said that the Big Ten will win a third straight title. What do you guys think?
I say you're right. You are right, Evil Badger. The Indiana Hoosiers are going to win the national championship.
What?
So 3 consecutive.
What?
Wait, they're going to beat Ohio State tomorrow and be the number 1 seed. Indiana Hoosiers. Look look. Get this in your head right now. Indiana Hoosiers, national champions, right here. 3 times in a row, 3 different Big Ten teams. The SEC reigns over. We've known that for a long time. They can get over it. Feinbaum, look at this swimsuit and weep, baby.
Moen?
Looks like an oven mitt. Listen, Ryan, I didn't get to hear it. I think you were probably talking about Greg's show. I'm about an hour into that right now. I'll have to go back and finish the rest before after this show's over. But I didn't get to hear it, but I will hear it. And I agree with you. It's a bunch of bullshit. And I think the Big Ten will win their 3rd straight title. And Paul Feinbaum had better leave the country. He said he would. If he refuses to leave the country,
he's not going to go anywhere.
If he refuses to leave the country, then we should file a class action lawsuit.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Just
I would
kick him
be
out.
down for that.
Okay. And one more, Becky, go Huskies. Again, thank you so much, Becky. $5 super chat. Funding for better bikinis for these teams for Ute. They have no fashion and aren't cute. Becky would know.
Becky
knows.
Style check here.
Becky knows. All right, thank you,
Becky.
Appreciate
Which
it,
one
Becky.
do you not like? Do you not like A or B? Which one? Duke's always been like, that's the classic. Like that's the classic sexy look right there.
Hey, all for it, man. One more from Becky, $2 super chat. Ute picks swimsuits as well as he picks antenna. How's that coming there, Ute? You got yourself an antenna? You got a new one?
No,
that's the one from
antenna.
That's the old one. Oh, I don't know why you can't get regular.
It still doesn't work.
It's you. Yeah, it's an operator error thing. Yeah, I think it's operator error is what I think.
I got to play some sounders, guys. So let me do a bunch of sounders real quick.
Go.
For Ryan Willie, the Evil Badger, we'll do a little badger. For Ricky Tungate, I hope not to hear too much of this song tomorrow.
There you go.
And for Becky Go Huskies, we'll play a little bit of, this is just Nate saying he's a pimp.
You saying you can't control your bitches?
Pimpin' ain't easy. Oh, sleazy. Pimpin' ain't easy. Pimpin' ain't easy. Pimpin' ain't easy.
I can't believe you would say that, Nate.
I want to know how you morphed all my words to come up with that sentence. How did you do that? Through AI or something?
You said those words. This is not AI. You said these words.
I said what words? Pippin ain't easy?
Yes. And you said hose be sleazy.
Play it again.
Here we go. Listen closely. There's no AI involved here.
You saying you can't control your bitches?
Pimpin' ain't easy. Oh, sleazy. Pimpin' ain't easy. Pimpin' ain't easy. Pimpin' ain't easy. Oh my gosh. That is so funny. One more. Stormy Cyclone. Good to have you here, Stormy. Got a new coach? Are you excited? I want to hear from Stormy. Great. It'd be great. We could even have Stormy join the show for a minute if you wanted to tell us how he feels about his new coach. But $2 super chat. Stormy is a valuable member of the College Football Mafia family. Swimsuits in Utah is like snow in Mexico.
I don't see too many swimsuits, guys. I don't. So yeah, my style's not the best, but hey, it is what it is.
You want to give Iowa State something there, Moen, for Stormy?
Let's see. Iowa State. You know what? Stormy likes this stuff. Let's go ahead and give one of you.
Yes.
Don't.
Let's go.
Moan,
Yes.
stop it.
Yes.
Moan.
I can go as deep as you want to. But I can
Oh
go as deep as you want to. But I can go as deep as you want to.
Dude, stop. Moan.
We
Killing me.
we are
said
being
it. I
used
didn't
and
say it.
abused by Moen. Moen is using and abusing us.
That's dude, I tell you what, you're pimping it easy.
I still don't remember saying that.
That's the funniest thing I've ever heard.
Somebody
Seriously.
prove to me I said those words in those sentences, because I don't remember that at all.
You did. I can even. I believe it was Jacobra Cat left a super chat that said "Pimpin' ain't easy, hoes be sleazy, keep your fingers greasy," and Nate read it. I believe it was Jacobra Cat. I could be wrong on who it was.
That's definitely Jacobra
Right.
Cat. Yeah.
It sounds like it. Stormy also said earlier, Ute needs another drink. He's funny tonight.
Oh man.
What are you drinking?
Gonna
A
have a
Red
good
Bull?
time.
What do you got in your hand?
Yeah, a little Red Bull mixed with a little bit of it's a
Vodka?
Michelob Ultra.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Hey, that's what I got here. Come on, man.
Okay. Daniel Gygax says now we do have Bomber on the show saying pimp it easy. See, I go along with it, everybody. I just, I'm a go along, get along. I don't get abused. I'm not used to being taken advantage of like Moen likes to do. I don't do that. All right.
Now I've got Nate saying I'm not used to being taken advantage of.
I just cannot. I just can't do it. I just can't.
Anything
I cannot be that
will used
worried.
against you.
I cannot be worried about the things I say. It's not work for me. All right, let's work backwards. Clip that Moen. Moen is using and abusing.
You know he's going to.
Oh my
We've
hell.
got off the rails, boys. Oh, gosh.
I've gone off the rails. We're an hour into the show. I got to go in like 10 minutes. But I did want to get into one news issue, and it is one last time. Let's talk about BYU for just a second. And all you Notre Dame fans out there, and I know I've got like 8 of you. I just tell you, these are metrics, and this is just Notre Dame. I would say this. I think Notre Dame, and it should be Miami. Sorry, it should be BYU, Miami, Notre Dame. I've said that for a couple weeks now. But this comparison of everything that is all of college football, all these stats are compared to the rest of college football. It's nothing to do with conference or anything. And BYU beats them in everything but 2 of these stats. And those other stats are kind of reaching anyway, and they're not even that far off. This comparison that Notre Dame is able to get in without playing a championship game, and they can just sort of hang out and move up without doing anything. At some point, doesn't this thing need to be fixed?
This was supposed to be the fix, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what people said about BCS, too. Like, it had no common sense. It was just computerized, and now we've got metrics, and we've got committees, and now we've got human bias and everything. Yeah, it's not perfect, and it's very imperfect, and it's very slanted towards, your SEC and the Big Ten and Notre Dame, who gets lumped in with that. So this is a common thing that we should get used to. This year it's BYU. Next year it could be Utah. It could be Iowa State. It doesn't matter. Put any ACC or Big 12 team out. This is the new norm. This is why we need auto bids. I'm sick of the at-large pool. I've seen enough of it. I don't want anything to do with it. Just give me 2 or 3 auto bids. I'm not going to even bank on any other type of bids. So that's where I'm at with this stuff.
Moen?
I don't see what's wrong with this. Notre Dame is clearly a special team that deserves special treatment. They shouldn't have to play a conference championship game or a 13th game. I mean, this is completely fair.
Miami's getting screwed just underneath how much BYU is getting screwed. So if BYU is getting screwed at 100, Miami's getting screwed at a 99. Right. The fact that Miami is not ahead of them on the head-to-head is probably the biggest travesty of all of the actual rankings themselves, because Miami beat them. I don't understand how Notre Dame can be ahead of I mean, what do we play the games for? If it's just, we did and we projected and computers say this and that's all garbage.
Yeah, but I would go so far, Nate, as to say this. I think Miami's getting screwed more than BYU, and I'll tell you why.
I don't think so.
BYU's playing this weekend. BYU
that doesn't matter. You shouldn't have to play your way in, Mo, and it's supposed to be a finished product
they have
by the end of the last
but at
week.
least they have an opportunity.
But
they're
that's
getting
not
an opportunity. Miami can't have an opportunity.
But the
Duke is
opportunity
playing Virginia.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. But the rankings are supposed to be set after the last weekend. The teams that are in the championship games are supposed to be the ones you pick to put them in seeds. That was the whole intent of the CFP and the championship 1 and 2s. That's what they did last year. This year they decided to throw it out because there's a chance Alabama could have been out. Nah, let's jigger the things. Let's move Utah back 3 positions in 2 weeks. Even though they win 2 games in a row, they move them back so it lowers the strength of record BYU has, and it also elevates who? Who did that help? It helps Notre Dame. It helps Alabama. Even helps Colorado or Oklahoma a little bit. All that stuff is they're moving stuff around to fit a paradigm that they settled on. What, maybe 3 weeks ago? They knew who was going to be in this thing. The only real question was who was going to be the ACC rep, and Miami lost that chance. I get what you're saying, that BYU has the opportunity, but it should already be theirs. It shouldn't have anything to do with opportunity.
I agree with you. It should already be theirs, but I disagree with you. I think Miami's taking a little by not having the opportunity.
Yeah, that's fair.
Miami's
having opportunity versus no opportunity. There was a night Vanderbilt wanted to play an extra game, was looking for somebody to step up and play them so they could have one more game to put on the record. It wasn't even accounted. They were just going to do an exhibition, but they wanted to prove how good they were. Were you on board with trying to do another game if you could?
100%. I'd rather play Vanderbilt in a invitational type of game than a bowl game.
I agree. Yeah,
I don't want to play the Vegas Bowl.
Yeah, I know.
I don't want to play Illinois. I don't want to play Iowa. I don't want to play Nebraska. What a privilege for going 10-2 to play 7-5 Nebraska without Raiola. Like, what kind of crap is this? No, and seriously, that's bull crap, man.
Yeah.
Like, and how many Utah players are going to be, let's go, 7-5 Nebraska. Let's just get up for this game. They're not going to get up for them. They could possibly get upset, dude. There's more risk in playing that game than not. Nobody gives a rat's butt about playing Nebraska, 7-5 Nebraska team. But no one's going to get up for that. You're playing a 7-5 team. I'm sick of bowl games. So give me Vanderbilt, give me Miami, give me BYU, give me my own pool. And I want to play my own mini tournament stuff. We'll make our own quasi championship.
I love it.
This game's
you guys couldn't get up for your regular season games. We
went 10-2, Moan. 10 wins.
And Kansas State is still rushing on you.
Oh, we beat
by the time we started this game, it has 72 more rush yards on the Utah defense.
Mon, that would have hit a lot harder if K-State would have won the game, but they didn't, and they fired their coach.
You're right. They didn't win the game. They put 500 yards on there and made sure that you had no shot at the college football playoff. And then you followed it up the next week with Kansas.
Given what we see with BYU, Utah was never going to get in.
No,
this the same story would have been Utah, no matter if we went 1,000-0.
Yeah, it wouldn't matter.
It was over. And so I'm sick of seeing that. I don't want to play in these measly bowl games anymore. Nobody cares. Your players don't even want to play in them. And I can tell you what, a 10-2 Utah team doesn't want to play a 6-6 Big Ten team, man.
Let me ask you this: going off of this precedent, why don't we just give everybody the opportunity to keep their teams together for another month, whether you're in the college football playoff or a bowl game or not? Why should there even be an opportunity that these teams have all this extra practice time with their squads just because they're going to play in a bowl game later in the month? That has never made any sense to me. Why don't we give every school the opportunity to go through December if they want to? They can do practices. They can continue to scrimmage. They can set up games on their own with Vanderbilt. And what the hell, screw the rest of the world. Why isn't that something that we allow? Why does it have to end the minute your bowl game's over? Or no bowl game in the case of Kansas State.
The calendar year for the NCAA.
Yeah.
Still, I mean, that's what you're talking about. I guess just to expand a little bit more, I would rather play Vanderbilt in an exhibition game than a bowl game.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I would rather play BYU after the season's over than any bowl game. When you too, Nate, like if we're not going to go to the CFP, might as well freaking play each other again, right?
Agreed. Yep.
Wherever, play in the snow, who gives a crap, play at the park. Like, bowl games are done. Give me Vandy. It was a great idea. I wish that could have happened. Utah wanted to do it. It's just too late to set up. Can't do that in like 5 days and stuff, given that it just wasn't going to happen. But I think like a mini tournament at the end of the year and stuff. Grab those teams like your Miamis, your Texases, your Utahs, your BYUs, and play. Play like a round robin.
Yep. I love it. I think it's grand. I love the idea. Of course, they'll never let them do it, right? Because then it's competition for the CFE games. But yeah, I agree with you. The risk of injury and all the players that opt out for the NFL or just don't want to play because they don't want to get hurt for the next season. Incoming freshmen have only had a few snaps and run the risk of like having a career-ending injury at the end of the year. Yeah. I think bowl games are a complete waste of time, and I have forever. I haven't paid.
Your roster doesn't even look the same for a bowl game. I mean, you could get decimated in the portal, you know. Like, and guys, like I'm telling you, like when Utah plays Nebraska, that's probably going to happen, or Iowa. We've got 5 offensive linemen. 2 are going to be first-round picks. They're not playing in that game. So all of a sudden you're rehashing a new line for that game.
Well, and
you're saying, why isn't Utah running over Nebraska?
Yeah, like, exactly. Yeah.
It's because I don't have the same team. I don't have my studs on the line because they're not willing to play the game.
That's right.
So that's what I just don't like the bowl games anymore for that reason.
Well, let me even do
team.
Let me go deeper than that. You're basically trying out your squad for other schools to come along and pick your kids off in the portal. You're basically doing a scrimmage for the Ohio States of the world that they're sitting in the fan. They're going, man, that kid looks good. I wonder how much money we could give him in the portal. So I think keep the games and exhibitions to a bare minimum if I'm a program that wants to succeed. And I'm not putting my best players out there. 1, I don't want them to get hurt. 2, I don't want them to get scouted. I don't want them to have more tape on my guys. They come along and double how much I can pay them. That's why they got rid of the spring games. Why the bowl games are basically the exact same thing. So I agree. I think the bowl games are a complete waste of time. So, Moen, you haven't said anything. Anything else you want to add since you sit on your catbird seat there?
Let me go deeper than that, you. Plus, I can go as deep as you want to. I
didn't read that on purpose. Who is this CFP Mafia guy? What's he doing putting comments out there?
I'm just saying. You just said, let me go deeper than that, you.
He was trying to
combine it with I can go as deep as you want to. And then we're going to have Nate say
tell me I didn't say it. Did I just say that?
No, I already done mine.
Nate just said that. Okay. Nate just said that.
Oh my gosh.
Let's get to this. Freddie Fingers.
My gosh.
Freddie Fingers, I'm guessing, might be a Notre Dame fan. I'm just going to take a chance. Notre Dame should be in Shamrocks forever. Only offense that can beat Ohio State. That's nonsense.
Yeah.
That all Love needs is a competent defense against them that can put 8 in the box. That's how you stop Jeremiah Love. That's it. It's not simple. You haven't played anybody. You haven't even played anybody to get to that point in the playoff. They're going to put whoever they play. I hope Notre Dame has to play Texas Tech. Go ahead and try to run up the middle on Texas Tech 30 or 40 times. Good luck with that. So I think Notre Dame has been it's like air. It's like trying to capture a cloud in your hand. Notre Dame's played nobody since the first 2 weeks of the season. Those 2 games they lost. And you played a USC team that is still a fringe, not even really a fringe, top 25 team. And that was supposed to be that was your one poster win. Pitt, that win over Pitt. You think people cared about that? I'm sorry. I mean, I just cannot see Notre Dame. Jeremiah Love is going to get shut down, whoever they play against, and it would be very difficult, I think, for him to succeed. Does
Jeremiah Love even play?
In the playoff?
In the cryptic Instagram post, he said blessings. It sounded like he was, and they have not come out and said he's not injured or anything. So we talked about it on Wednesday night. If it comes out that Notre Dame gets selected to the playoffs,
and then he sits out,
and then they come out and say Jeremiah Love is injured, I think they should be removed from the.
Absolutely.
playoffs.
I mean, the same thought that Ole Miss shouldn't be in there without their freaking coach and entire offensive coordinator staff. Everybody left with Lane Kiffin. Who is coaching Ole Miss? The strategy, everything, the high-level thinking that we all know Lane is. He's now in LSU, everybody. He's not going to be coaching an Ole Miss team. Why didn't they get the Florida State treatment? And riddle me that. How did Ole Miss continue to keep their spot in the playoff? They don't have to play a championship game. They're just sitting there, just pretty sitting on the catbird seat. It's ridiculous.
They are part of the SEC. And you have to understand something. The SEC is a very special conference.
Stop it.
And because they're SEC, they get the benefit of the doubt, and they always will.
Oh, my gosh.
And, yeah, I don't.
The over-under is on whoever plays against Ole Miss. It should be like 12 points, 14 points that they get beat by. I think Ole Miss is going to come out flat, and they're going to get whoever they play. They're going to get toasted at home. They'll probably have a home game. That's even worse.
Mhm.
They get a home game. How broken is that system?
Yeah,
So,
Yeah.
I don't have another way to put it.
BYU's getting screwed, like straight up, even from like your rival. Then at lunch, I was out to lunch with some guys, Cougar fans, and everything. We were talking about this, and I was like, "You guys, straight up, you guys are getting screwed."
Yeah.
There's just no other way to say it. 11-1, you lost to Texas Tech. You have a great resume. Like, it makes no sense. You should be ahead of Ole Miss. Even you should be like BYU's getting so screwed. They should probably be number 6 or 7 in the country. That's how screwed.
That's what the computers say. According to Jeff Fuller, who went through 58 computers, everything ran through their metrics, and BYU's the 7th or 8th best team in the country.
It makes no sense.
And riddle me this: Texas Tech gets beat by BYU. They now have a worse loss than BYU does because BYU's behind them, and yet they're going to stay in the playoff. BYU doesn't get in if they get a second loss. Where does that make any sense? The logic is so out. I could give you stat after stat. This makes no sense. It's all bias. That's it. Let me say it out loud.
If you're not trying to get Big 12 teams
against
in the
BYU.
field. Like,
It's
I
ridiculous.
think that it's just the Big 12 teams, right? Like, it's the logo. And it's the ACC, too, to a lesser degree. But the Big 12, certainly. If you've got that Big 12 patch on, you're in trouble. And that's the truth. Like, we got to just call it out like it is, right? You're in trouble. That shouldn't be that way. It is that way, though. And if Texas Tech loses to BYU, depends on how that happens. Look, I'm not sure they're going to get in. I'm not sure they're getting in.
Let's go, Freddie Fingers. You said who'd they play? Your schedule, right? I'm glad this guy's taking me on. Let's go, and I'll show you down at the bottom. BYU beat both Utah and Arizona. Right there, you can read it. I'm sure if you're a Notre Dame fan, you can read. Right there, what's your biggest win? USC, who's currently what, 18? BYU's got 2 of those. On top of the fact their loss was to one team, and it was number 4. Let's see, you lost to number 12, and you lost to number 7. That's 2 more losses. And then you played nobody else on your schedule. You have drunk the Kool-Aid, brother. The stats, everything says you are absolutely wrong. Look at the strength of schedule. Let's go at it. You take me on. You got me going. Strength of schedule, 6 versus 13. Record. Strength of schedule, 35 and 42. Every stat here, 11 and 2. 2 versus 1. 6 versus 4. These numbers are math. Fight math. Don't get mad at me. Notre Dame is a joke at the spot they're in. Absolutely a joke. Utah should have been ahead of them. Miami should have been ahead of them. Both of them. On top of Alabama. So you are lost. Go ahead and go to your playoff game. You go do you. You guys are going to get beat. You are not the same team you were last year. And Jeremiah Love, whether he plays or not, somebody's going to shut him down. You guys are going to get beat by 2 or 3 touchdowns. That's it. Nothing else to say. Everything you said has no value if that's where you're going. I did my rant last night, so I'm going to get out of here, but that's where I'm leaving it.
But I got to say one thing before you go,
easy.
Nate. One thing before you go, Nate. They do have a national championship more recently than you guys do.
4 years, 40 years, Bowen. 36 versus 40 years ago, brother. 36 versus 40 years. Yeah, Notre Dame, you won a championship. It was almost 4 decades ago, brother. 4 decades. I'm an old man. I was in high school when they won that game. High school. You are treading on history that was laid out long before you were born.
Not me, but
It is absolute garbage what Notre Dame has. You really want to go? They don't have a conference. They get gifted into these games that they can basically write their own schedule. There's nobody they have to meet. They only have to have 2 games a year that draw any attention. The USC game this year was a throwaway. They didn't even need to beat USC to be in the top 10. It's garbage. How about you guys either join a conference or schedule 5 or 6 teams out of the Big 10 and the SEC if you're so better than the ACC and the Big 12? Do that and then come back at me. Because when they won their national championship in 1988, they played 5 or 6 top 25 teams that season and beat them. You guys used to schedule like men. It's complete garbage, all of it. Why did I start this channel? To do exactly what I'm doing right now. This is complete BS, and I'm calling it out. It is time to say the things that need to be said. And one of those things is the bias against BYU is categorically there. And you can call it whatever you want. Religious, you could talk about demographics. I don't care what it is. It is bias. It's math. It's been proven. And there's no other way you can put it. And if it wasn't because of a political system that protects a school like Notre Dame for doing nothing, it would have been changed a long time ago. And I'm just some guy with a YouTube show. I'm just ranting, right? It's garbage. You have millions, tens of millions of people that have woken up this year to how bad the bias is for Notre Dame. And something's going to change in 2030, 31, 32. Something is going to change, and Notre Dame is not going to have the access they do now. Yeah, I think I'm done.
Okay.
Okay.
I was going to wait before I cut you off.
All right. You guys have a great night. I think it'll be a good weekend. Please let everybody know I appreciate them. And we will talk to you guys later. Go Cougs. See ya. Peace.
See you later.
We'll see you, Nate. Thanks. Media assets. I've got to go to. I just love winding Nate up.
We've got a lot of comments, Moan.
I know. I love winding Nate up, though.
Will you give Nate? I mean, that was a really good rant, right? That was one of the best rants that I can remember on this channel. Like impassioned speech. Look, like we're passionate. We love college football. That's the feeling right now. But I think we need to give Nate his pimpin' ain't easy, at least for that rant.
No, I think this is Nate's rant right here.
I am feeling the effects of masculinity right now. I feel the testosterone. I want to go to war. I want a lightsaber. I'm a man.
And then we'll do.
You saying you can't control your bitches?
Pimpin' ain't easy. Oh, sleazy. Pimpin' ain't easy. Pimpin' ain't easy. So pimpin' ain't easy.
All right, guys, we're going to get to your comments here. We'll spend the rest of the show going through comments as much as we can. As always, smoke a Tarleton if you got them. Have a shot of Crown Royal. Drink a Mad Dog 2020 if you've got it. If you got to put it in a Gatorade glass to fool the fuzz, that's fine too. That works. I want to thank everybody for coming in here. Obviously, we defer to member comments first. Anything absolutely positively that has to be said will have to be through a super chat. We got a lot of messages already started up.
Oh my gosh, there's so many messages.
And Ute's going to keep starring up more of them. So let's.
I will. The more spicy, the better. The more spicy. Super chat's obviously read anytime. But hey, if you can make a spicy comment, then we're going to pull it up.
The CFB Mafia, thanks. I will be glad when the contract is signed. That is regarding Matt Campbell.
I think it's great.
I figured since Husker Magic, I figured since Mark Stoops had recently become available to coach somewhere other than Kentucky, then PSU should have hired him. A missed opportunity by PSU to get the best available head coach at the P4 level. Disagree.
Man, I'll tell you what, like this Matt Campbell hire is kind of brilliant. I think it's a really good fit. Super good fit. Like, it makes a ton of sense. I think it's going to be successful. Give it a couple of years. Penn State's going to be down next year, no matter who's coaching that team. But man, I think that Campbell will be a really good coach for them.
Yeah, I think a good hire. Go Black 45 says, Nate, this rant got me so fired up. By this, I say Texas Tech by 17 now. And I tend to agree. I think Texas Tech by 21, but that's just me. Rich Austin says BYU isn't getting screwed. There's no conspiracy. No one is out to get BYU. That is so silly. If that were the case, the committee wouldn't have ranked BYU number 7 in week 11.
Look, I mean, I don't know, guys. Like, I think you got to be honest about it. It's really kind of weird, though, that BYU would be ranked 11. Look, Rich, we know this, like, as a Ute fans and stuff, like, we're not going to go to the bat for the BYU Cougars. I'm not going to social media or anywhere else and everything, but I think that you can acknowledge that it is kind of a head scratcher. And that, like, at 11, it makes no sense. In a blind resume test, it wouldn't even be close to that. It makes no sense at all. I don't really understand it. But again, I'm the rival. I'm looking, and I know that if I was a Ute fan and I was in that position, I'd be losing my freaking mind. I think it's a total house job. And I think it's really clear that it's SEC bias because ESPN owns the CFP and they're going to push their teams in and that narrative and stuff. It's super easy to see. And you got to call it out. You do got to call it out.
But Notre Dame's not one of their teams.
Well, Notre Dame's Notre Dame. Notre Dame's the top
okay.
3 brand in college football. Well, it's on the TV ratings, Moan.
Okay. Well, you just said their team, so assuming SEC, ACC, but Notre Dame's actually an NBC team.
I mean, like, the Big 12 technically is an ESPN. Redheaded stepchild. So
yeah,
is
the redheaded
ACC.
stepchild. No, they're not even the redheaded stepchild. They're the kid they keep chained in the basement. They're like the one guy from the Goonies, Sloth from the Goonies.
Yeah, Sloth.
Yeah. There's Sloth from the Goonies. Stormy Cyclone says, you guys make them Bomber go to anger management. It's fine. You know how many times Bombers spun me up on here to get a mowing rant out of me? Daniel, committee's responsibility is to select the best teams, not most deserving or best resumes. BYU is clearly not one of the 7 best at-large teams, not even close.
Like, I don't think that BYU is one of the best teams in the nation, like, as far as the top 3 or 4, but I think BYU's 10, not like 9 or 10, and that's the difference.
I think
between
BYU.
Now.
I think if BYU wins and they're in, they've got an opportunity. Again, I know that Nate didn't agree with this, but I think Miami's got more of a beef. They have a head-to-head win against Notre Dame, and they don't have an opportunity, and they really should. But the way the tiebreakers work for the ACC and uneven scheduling, they don't. Utah, really. That's from
Yes, really, Utah. Utah went 10-2 this year. If you watched any Big 12 football, yeah, one of the best teams in the nation.
Rich Austin says, cannot lose to Texas Tech the way BYU did and expect to have an at-large bid to the college football playoff. That game showed the committee that BYU does not belong. You know, likewise,
what do you think about this, Mo?
Does that game not show the committee that Texas Tech does belong?
Yeah. I mean, Miami, who are their losses to again? We're talking about Miami. We're talking about Notre Dame.
Louisville and SMU are who their 2 losses are.
Okay. And they beat Notre Dame. Who else did Miami beat?
Florida State.
Who both have losing records.
But they're in-state rivals. I don't know. I don't know off the top of my
I
head.
mean, Miami's resume ain't that good, guys, and they've got 2 crappy losses. I don't think Miami's got much of a case. I think Notre Dame and Miami should probably both be out. Honestly, they should come up with
Okay,
their
but
own
what if
CFP ranking.
Okay, BYU loses tomorrow. Should BYU still be in
No,
over
if
Notre
BYU
Dame?
loses tomorrow, no, they're out. And
Okay.
like they need a win to play in and stuff. But I get it. Like even having the opportunity to play a championship game should be a bonus, right? A reward, because like Notre Dame's not doing it, Miami's not doing it. They're not getting penalized. There's more downside than upside in a lot of these championship games and everything. So that's another problem.
I can't read that. What does that say?
What? I don't know.
I don't know. That Henrik Huckleberry, that sounds like a Michigan fan.
Yeah.
At Ohio State, they teach us not to scratch our ass. I don't know what to tell you. Two Masta says fired up Nate is best Nate.
It is.
And Go Black 45 says, I'm surprised, Wild, you actually have friends to eat dinner with.
I actually pay them to go out to dinner with me with
That's
any
what I was
super
gonna
chats
say.
when we get on this channel.
I was say he makes a lot of money, so if he as long as he's paying for dinner, I would go to dinner with him.
You know, yeah, that's the only way I can get him out. So
Yeah.
Go Black, that's the truth.
Becky has her popcorn ready.
Let's go.
Go Black 45 says the Mormon madman goes off in the true holy war. I like that.
That was
that
epic.
nickname.
I mean, that really was an epic. I think, Moan, that you might need to carve that one out.
Listen, I think I'm going to carve out the Mormon madman and start calling that Nate. I'm going to start saying the joined by the Mormon madman bomber.
That's a really good for branding.
A really great
purposes.
nickname.
For branding purposes, that's pretty good actually.
Yeah. Just dropped by to say Miami is playoff bound. We shut down Love, the only team to do so. You.
Yeah. Well, Miami's not going to get in the playoff. And Utah would beat Miami any day, anytime. So, yeah.
This is my favorite. Ute saying, straight up, you guys are getting screwed. And then combining it with, I can go as deep as you want to.
I don't know what goes on in your head, Moan. Some crazy stuff.
Hey, you said it. I didn't say it. You should put Buckeye leaves on the swimsuit.
Look, okay.
Don't give him any ideas.
Let's take a look at these. Moan. Let's diagnose. So I will give you know what? Becky brought it up earlier. The swimsuit isn't fitting very good right now.
Right.
I think it needs a little correction.
Clearly.
Right. Yes, it's not. It needs
Clearly.
a little bit of editing. This one right here. You're going to be seeing a lot of this, Moan, if you lose the game tomorrow. I'm sorry. I know you're not going to like that and stuff, but Indiana Hoosiers, oh, man. Indiana is the new love interest for the college football mafia right here, baby. Look at that. Old school, baby. Just pretty.
I'll tell you what. You know what? Look at this. I see a devil's head there. I think this is some kind of satanic messaging. Look, that's a devil's head. Look at the bikini. It's a devil's head. That swimsuit is a devil's head. Proof that Wild Ute is part of the Illuminati. That's the proof right there. He's signaling the Illuminati. But there's two horns, the devil chin, high cheekbones. This is clearly some Illuminati shit. And that's what we're saying. We're talking about the conspiracy. This proves it. He's part of the Illuminati. One big metric missing: media pull.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Here we go. This is the truth right here by Tumasta. Indiana wearing Rosie O'Donnell swimsuit.
It's a devil's head over pitchforks.
Oh my gosh.
It's a devil's head over pitchforks, man. I mean, come on. We can all see it. dude. Just come clean. Rich Austin 5849. Notre Dame has a blue chip ratio of 73%. 73% of the roster is 4-5 talent. BYU has a blue chip ratio of 4. Notre Dame would wipe the field with BYU. We'll never know. We'll never know because only one of them can end up in the playoffs.
Here's the thought, Kay. Like I hear what you're saying, like in to a degree it's correct. But like when you're not having automatic qualifiers and you're at the at large, and like especially if you're not going to consider head-to-head victories like as a major swing factor, which is crazy for like the Notre Dame and Miami thing, then you're really going down to the beauty pageant, right, Moan? Like the college football beauty pageant and like the metrics and stuff. And eventually you get down to like the bottom of the barrel here. And like, and you get to the the depth of it all. And that really is like your recruiting ranking. In my view, like you're like, okay, if these teams are equal and stuff, who has a better recruiting ranking? And so what Rich says here is interesting because I think there's truth in this for the at-large spots in the committee, because if there's any type of even matched teams and stuff, it doesn't matter how you've developed the talent. It matters what your recruiting ranking is, and that's going to be a huge swing factor if you're not a top brand of the SEC because there's bias in that way already. But I fear that at-large spots are going to have more bias than ever with recruiting rankings subconsciously, not even maybe at a conscious level, in deciding things. Even like with a Notre Dame or Miami, like a head-to-head game that actually happened in that calendar freaking football year that just gets wiped out. It's crazy, man.
Devil Frog brings up a great point. By that logic, TCU shouldn't have led Michigan the entire game. Yes, Roy Kramer passed away earlier this morning, or it was announced earlier this morning. Former SEC commissioner. Stormy Cyclone says, looks like Roxanne Barr trying it on. And then Kaylani says, I saw that symbol when I visited the Vatican in 2009. There you go. Illuminati confirmed. Illuminati confirmed.
I thought it'd be much more popular, the Indiana swimsuit.
I see Flugar said Big Ten needs Florida State now. Okay. That's Greg's opinion. I disagree with it. I just don't see them taking 2 schools in Florida, and I think Miami's the more obvious choice. Duke is Scarlett Johansson. Scarlett Johansson from Lost in Translation. The butt shot at the beginning of that. Holy hell. I went and saw that in the theater. Jesus. Miami getting screwed, and I'm here for it.
And Moen, in your view, who's getting the most screwed? Like out of all these teams that are in like the at-large consideration, and like who do you actually think, like, if you were in the committee, who is getting the most screwed in your view, and why?
With where Notre Dame is ranked currently, I put it at Miami.
Yeah.
Again, BYU has an opportunity. Right. Miami doesn't even get the opportunity. And it's wrong that now listen, I would flip Notre Dame and Miami where they're at in the polls, and then if BYU wins, I'd have no problem kicking Miami out. But I have a problem with Notre Dame being in when they lost a head-to-head to Miami. And Rock and Rant did the math. You guys can follow Rock on Twitter, X, at Rock and Rant. He did the math this week, and there is no way you can put Notre Dame in front of Miami. There's no logical way you can do it. Husker Magic says, could CFP bubble teams play each other in Hawaii to get a win to make the college football playoff?
I sure would love to see it.
Here's the thing. I talked about this on Sunday, and I'll talk about it again. The Moen system, 16 teams, no at-large bids, are all automatic qualifiers. You would have 4 Big Ten, 4 SEC, 3 Big 12, 3 ACC, with the possibility to gain or lose an AQ. You could have play in games within the conference. This week, you could have Indiana playing Ohio State and Michigan playing Iowa to see who would get one of those other automatic qualifiers, and USC playing Oregon, for Oregon to lock down a qualifier. But I mean, there's no way you can do it without doing it within the confines of a conference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's exactly what needs to happen. Like basically a four-team mini playoff in these conferences to determine playoff spots. We've been talking about them in the offseason, maybe over the last 2 years. Forget conference championship game weekend. That needs to go. Like, conference champions are old. They don't matter anymore. They don't matter anymore. Like, so just have playoff berth opportunities in conference, either through a 4-team playoff, mini playoff in the conference, even an 8-team. I don't care. That's what the people want to see for playoff spots.
Oh, that's why it's not working. I'm clicking on the wrong window. Too bad Nate isn't here to try and read this name for the 4th time and mess it up. LC versus the Earth. Is it out of the question for Big Ten to take Miami, Florida State, Georgia Tech, and Virginia? If they take 4, but I think they're taking 2 initially. And of those two are going to have to do some things that they may not like to do. But as much as Oregon and Washington haven't really complained about it. Oregon and Washington have been playing Friday night games. Oregon and Washington have been playing these late night games.
Yeah.
Whoever's going to be the next member of the Big Ten is going to have to do similar stuff to that. You're going to have to eat a little bit of shit beforehand. I don't think Miami would hate playing a Friday night game. I could be wrong. I don't know how the high school football atmosphere is down in Florida. But we know Miami's been willing to play late night games. They flew across the country to play Cal at like 10:30 last year. I just the only one that I think is a certainty at this point that I think is Miami, because Miami's got Miami Health and they're a private school. And I think that benefits the Big Ten. Florida State, maybe. If Florida State can get AAU status, it's a possibility, Florida State. But I don't know that they take 2 within the state of Florida, especially with the current politics in the state of Florida. Georgia Tech, I like Georgia Tech because it brings you Atlanta, and Atlanta is a gigantic market. Doesn't even matter if Georgia Tech is a good team or not, or has a lot of fans in Atlanta. You're taking it for the market, for the fans of Big Ten teams that live in Atlanta. Virginia, again, I think Virginia's going with wherever North Carolina ends up going. What do you think?
Let's talk more about Virginia. Like, as Greg at Peek Around the Corner has talked about, there's been some political situations more recently in that state that are moving the needle on the SEC in Virginia, which was like the common thought, for a long time that a lot of people had. We haven't really had a long, in-depth discussion about that, Mo, and let's talk about that for a sec, because that's going to shape how I can answer this question. So you still think that the North Carolina, UNC, Virginia pairing is going to happen? That's what you're saying, in your view?
Yeah, I think North Carolina and Virginia still go to the SEC.
Yeah. I mean, that's where we had them all along. But to me, like, Virginia and like the Big Ten seems kind of like a weird kind of fit now. Maybe in the past it wasn't. I get like academics, money, and everything, but it's for what the Big Ten probably needs to focus on. It doesn't seem like the best candidate to me. And I get that they're attractive and stuff, and I get the Big Ten would take them. It just doesn't seem like the best call, though, to me.
Here's the thing. One, this isn't going to happen imminently. That door is closed. This is going to happen much closer to the next Big Ten media deal, and it's going to be dependent on who the media partners are. If we could add an additional partner potentially, a streamer, and it's going to come down to who the streamer wants to pay for. Is the streamer going to be willing to pay for Virginia? I don't know. Will they pay for Miami? they'll pay
Yeah.
for a Miami.
Right.
Would they pay for a Florida State? They would pay for a Florida
Oh, yeah.
State. Would they pay for a Georgia Tech? They would pay for a Georgia Tech.
Maybe. Maybe.
Well, here's the thing. None of these schools are going to get full share. They're all coming in at half share. And it's just because
half share
Oregon and
today,
Washington,
full share tomorrow, like in 5-10 years or whatever.
yeah.
So,
They'll eventually get up to full share. They'll get up to full share.
right.
But Miami, again, Michigan really likes Miami. Ohio State likes Miami. So I think that's, as much as there's a rift between Michigan and Ohio State right now, I think that's a common ground thing. That whole Wisconsin thing with Miami, that's a fucking speed bump in the great scheme of things. Georgia Tech, again, you're just taking Georgia Tech to get the Atlanta market. It's the Atlanta market. Does it drive revenue by taking Georgia Tech, the team? No, you're trying to drive revenue by taking the Atlanta market. Florida State, the thing that Florida State has a problem with is they're a good brand. They've just got a terrible market.
Yes.
Tallahassee is not a great market. And by the way, if you're a member, check it out. I did Big Money Markets. I think I made that. Actually, you can do that. That one's public now. That one's public. You can go back and look at what I did. I did some investigating in markets and employment and all kinds of different statistics to figure out what teams kind of match up to the Big Ten market standard. So definitely go check that out, because I did Miami, Florida State, Georgia Tech, and Duke all in one video that's been made public. Check it out. See what you guys think. But I don't know. Like I said, the only one that I'm going to put a solid on right now that I'm going to say, yeah, they've got the easiest path in is Miami. And that path may come sooner depending on the University of Miami. But regardless, I think the Big Ten is probably – the Big Ten was holding back because of the SCORE Act. The SCORE Act's not going to pass. That happened this week. The SCORE Act is not going to pass in its current state. It's going to have to be altered. You're probably going to have to get a whole new bill going up there. You still got to figure that out, because, hey, that means if that's not codified, House versus NCAA isn't codified. And you go back to square one on that. So I don't think that they wanted to do that to get bad PR at that time, but I think you're probably waiting until the next media thing to get any expansion.
Well, that's the problem for schools that aren't in the Big Ten right now, because like the financials right now absolutely suck if you're not out, like if you're outside, right? And plus with the cap, like the rev share cap going up in the future by a couple $1 million next year, possibly, likely, and into the future, it's becoming a more pressing issue on the financial side. And so schools like Miami, schools like FSU, Utah are screaming to try to get in, doing whatever it takes, because they can't afford not to be in. They can't afford not to be in. And that's where they find themselves. So it's a pickle for everybody and stuff.
Well,
so
here's the other thing we've got to bring up, that Florida State couldn't fire Mike Norvell. They didn't have, at least it's rumored, they didn't have the money to fire Mike Norvell. How are they going to have the money to pay off that ACC exit? I'm not familiar with enough Florida State boosters. Do they have enough money with the boosters to kind of make that payment to the ACC in one fell swoop? I think Miami does. I think Georgia Tech does. I just don't know about Florida State's financial situation.
I don't think it's great. But that is looking at the school and stuff and what's the recent developments over there. In the first year of NIL, they had loaded up a bunch of contracts and brought in a bunch of portal players, and I think they paid pretty good money, but there's no evidence that they're paying a lot of money now. And with this Norvell situation, you nailed it. Just keeping Norvell is pretty telling that they just don't have the cash to do it and pay another coach. So that's a great point.
Yeah. Thank you for the super chat, LC versus the Earth. I'll give you this one from you.
They've been sucking you, and you're sick of it. I get it.
Talking about the milkers in the conference and the non-milkers. FSU did just spend $400 million on a stadium. True. If you get a half share right now until the next media contract, you are not making more money right now, but you are playing against P2 rosters. Well, depends on where you're at. If you're in the Big 12, taking a half share right now would make you more money than a full share in the Big 12.
Mm-hmm.
But for ACC, yeah, because of that new system that they put into place starting this year, the new tiered revenue. We'll see.
And what gets forgotten often
listen,
is like
they would take a half.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
What gets forgotten? Yeah, what gets forgotten often is like the ancillary revenues that come. It's not just like your conference media payouts that we're talking about. It's also like the corporate sponsorships for being in the Big Ten, like the traveling of your Ohio State, Penn State, and Michigan's into your stadium versus schools like in a different conference. I mean, there are so many ancillary benefits that it basically nets you well over $10 million per year with the affiliation of the Big Ten rather than being honest, been the Big 12. Like, that's just how it is. Like, forget media rights and everything. It's $10 million more just in ancillary benefits with having that logo on your chest.
And I think that's the other reason, along with the SCORE Act not getting passed, the public capital not getting passed. It would have behooved public capital to get the Big Ten to expand. They would want new markets. They would want new opportunities to generate wealth. So it would behoove them to go and say, hey, take a Miami and a Florida State. But, without that, there's really nothing that can move them right now until the next media contract comes up. And they're looking at media money. Now, the interesting thing is going to be seeing who ends up buying that championship game from NBC in 2027. Because right now, according to my sources, the highest bidder is Amazon Prime. And if Amazon Prime decides they want to get in on Big Ten football, and we know they've already tried once, they actually offered more than CBS offered for a 3:30 game. That was not available. They decided to keep that on linear television on CBS. But hey, like I mentioned, Friday night, 8 o'clock. Big Ten Prime Friday. You got Thursday NFL on Prime. You got Friday Big Ten on Prime. Prime might pony up $500 million for that.
I mean, it depends on what games are going to be on it. If
That's
Ohio
the
State's
thing.
never on it, then
Ohio State will never be on it, but you'll have teams like Washington, Oregon. Let's say Miami joins. You would have Miami
Washington's
there.
going to be playing for Friday football half the season, man, or
Hey,
more.
look, that's part of the I mean, that's part of what you get for buying in. But I mean, you're going to have Miami there. That's what I'm saying. You would need bigger markets, bigger brands if you're doing that. But they're going to have to agree to play Friday night games. They're going to have to agree to play, some of these games that other teams. They're going to have to agree to play on a streamer. They're not going to have their games on a linear network. Do you do that? I don't know. I don't know. Conferences being so big, I like title games. If it's not a rematch, two teams that have missed the other top team on the schedule. Yeah, that's the other thing. Uneven schedules. We're going to have to figure out how to figure that out. Sorry, Northwestern fans. Northwestern does have fans, and they've got money. Netflix is buying Warner Brothers 2. That's true. They will not be getting TBS and TNT or any of the linear networks. Those will all be sold separately as part of a company called Discovery Global. So that's still an option for the Big 12 potentially to get a partner in the TNT TBS area.
You know what? I need to do a little bit of the breakdown of the TNT numbers this year for the Big 12. There hasn't been any discussion about that. I've got the data. I've looked at it. It's been kind of underwhelming as far as ratings go. Like they obviously didn't say what kind of expectations TNT had for those games. But if I had a guess, like the average that I've seen is around 300,000 viewers per game for a Big 12 game on TNT, which I would have thought would be double, honestly, beginning of the year.
Well, to be fair, TBS and TNT aren't known for sports, really, outside of the NBA, and they lost the NBA. Yogi Buck Sr. says night games in the North, Friday and Saturday night. Yep. So I guess, and they're talking about 2 night games on Friday. Yeah. So there you go. That's going to be kind of the caveat to becoming a new member of the Big Ten. The newer members are probably going to have to eat a little more shit and take those Friday games. But I mean, look, November night game in Florida isn't that bad. Just having those games in Vegas, who doesn't love a reason to go to Vegas for a regular season game except maybe BYU leadership?
No, guys, BYU
I've heard,
loves going to Vegas.
Yeah.
I'm serious about this. Like they love going to Vegas.
They hit the buffets, man. They hit the buffets. Some people hit the tables, they hit the buffets.
I've got a bad news for Nate right here. Tulane's up 24-7 at a half.
Yeah,
Jake Retzlaff's going to be in the CFP, baby.
And bad news for me, too, because I actually got money on that game. Oh, never mind. All my teams are losing. Fuck it. All 4 of the
Retzlaff's in. Does BYU get in? Or does Retzlaff get in?
It's the tier 3 games, Ute.
Look, yeah. I mean, it's better than ESPN Plus, TNT. And I think the TNT, actually, the Utes didn't play on TNT this year. So I only watched a little bit of the games and stuff that were on that. But it was pretty good quality, actually. It's better than ESPN2. And obviously ESPNU and those crappy channels and stuff on the ESPN platform that they stick us on, like Utah K-State. But I want to see more. I want to see more viewership for the Big 12. I think each Big 12 team needs to be producing at least 1 million viewers per game. Right now, only about half the conference is doing that.
Fair enough. The other Gygax and NBC Universal is dumping their cable channels too. So maybe these corporations know that it's time for these channels to go. Listen, we got rid of cable for streaming, and streaming has become cable. It really has. Now we're just buying cable channels a la carte. But hey, I'm happy that Netflix is buying Warner Brothers, because guess what? It gets all that Discovery bullshit off of HBO Max. And I can just enjoy HBO stuff again. Like the movie Hereditary, which I watched the other day, which was freaky as hell. Yeah. Pods will produce even scheduling, which is better than divisions, and no divisions. 4 pods of All right, let's start over. Pods will produce even scheduling, which is better than divisions, and no divisions. 4 pods of 5 for 20, or pods of 6 for 24. We've talked about this a little bit, Curtis. Yeah, if you get to the bigger sizes, you can eliminate some of these problems that people have mentioned by producing regional pods. You could have 6 teams on the West Coast for the Big Ten, or 5 teams, assuming the 5th team is Stanford. Although somebody did mention Utah earlier this week to me.
Moan,
yeah.
Stop it. Wait, slow down. Slow down, okay? You're talking too fast here, okay? Give me all the details.
They just mentioned Utah. We were talking about college football expansion potentials, possibilities.
Was this the Wizard, the Big Ten Wizard?
It was not the Wizard. It was not the Wizard.
Nope.
No. It was somebody.
You sure it wasn't the Wizard, Moan?
I'm sure it was not the Wizard. It was not the Wizard. But just potentially, we were talking about new candidates having to be willing to play those night games, those games on Fridays, have a big time football environment kind of situation going on, and they mentioned Utah.
So is this a source, or is this like just a friend?
This is somebody who knows stuff, but it's not the Wizard.
Oh.
It's not the Wizard.
Moan, is there any chance that we can get the Wizard on a show? We put a Wizard hat over him on his face and muffle his voice.
No, because he's got a very distinctive voice.
Bone, come on, Bone, the Wizard, the Big Ten. We got to hear more from this Wizard guy.
Okay, we might have to get a voice changer on him. Even then, I don't know. I don't know because I don't think that's going to happen. Versant is also in the sports business, USA Sports. Sean says TNT basketball with the Big 12 is awesome. ESPN put Florida State, and Florida State Clemson on ESPN2. Florida State would be on OTA all the time if in Big Ten. But here's the thing, Yogi, if they've got a streaming partner that wants a Friday night game, you're not going to be OTA. You're going to be streaming only. I'm not saying you won't play OTA games, because you definitely would play OTA games, but Becky says to drink.
Hey, cheers to that. Okay.
Cheers to that Michelob Ultra.
Are you making fun of my Michelob Ultra?
Is that low point beer?
Moan, every beer in Utah is low point beer.
The beer I was drinking for my watch party last Saturday was 10%.
How many did you go through before you're done?
3.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man. Yeah, Utah barely, I don't even know. This thing probably has got like 2% alcohol, man, I'd imagine. It's like water. It's good, though. Refreshing.
Utah, baby. Big Wizard loves Utah. It wasn't the Wizard, guys.
Moan. This is a good point.
I haven't even talked to the Wizard.
When's the last time you talked to the Wizard? Since
we
made the last video about Wizard Whispers?
The last time I told you about the Wizard. That was the last time I talked to him.
Moan, you need to talk with the Wizard so we get more intel we can tell the people here. Wild U needs to hear this too.
Well,
I love the Wizard, man.
Well, when I have a social gathering where I see the Wizard again, I will ask him.
Okay.
So you're creating the old system to remake the regional play that college football was supposed to be played. Imagine that. I'm just saying politicians in particular are complaining. And it's funny, these politicians complain and blame the Big Ten, the SEC, the ACC, the Big 12. None of them blame Notre Dame. If Notre Dame had just joined the Big Ten in the 1990s, we wouldn't have this situation that we have now. I wonder if it was the same person who gave you the USC info in the membership video. It might have been. I'm neither confirming nor denying.
What's this source called? So we've got the Big Ten Wizard. What's this new source
that
called?
Source doesn't even just have a name. They know stuff. We'll call him what's the little dwarf? Tyrion. We'll call him Tyrion Lannister. They drink and they know things. Michigan State just got that huge donation. Yes, they did. $400 million. 200 of it will be directed towards athletics.
Oh my gosh.
NBC and CBS would kill for some Florida State action versus Oregon, USC, Michigan, Penn State, Nebraska, etc. Fox would kill for some Florida State versus Ohio State as well, I am sure. You know what? I don't think if we don't have any more super chats, we would probably wrap it up. Did not look like we have any more. Let me just double check. And then we'll give our parting thoughts for the weekend. Thank you for that super chat, by the way, Curtis. I need to give you a sounder as well. We'll do one about mowing.
Every faucet in my house is mowing. Everything is mowing. Mowing is the word. Mowing is the word. All right? I give you permission on this day to say mowing.
That's what the wizard sounds like. Wizard of Oz, puffing stuff. Where is this show heading? Hey, we get a little off topic here sometimes, especially when Nate leaves.
Yeah. Exactly.
Meanwhile, UGA is suing that Missouri player for $390K. That's true. Now we've got lawsuits within conferences. Billable hours remain undefeated, guys. This has nothing to do with Notre Dame. Notre Dame was rejected by Michigan when they wanted in the Big Ten. So maybe it's all Michigan and the Big Ten's fault. This was back in the 1920s, Sean. That was 100 years ago with anti-Catholic sentiment. Should no black people play for the SEC schools because they weren't they were segregated until the 1960s? All right, because I mean that's the logic of that. That Michigan said no in 1926, and because of that, it's Notre Dame. Notre Dame should never join a conference because Michigan said no in 1926. Come on, that's a ridiculous argument. Should have took them. On's Wake Forest goes to the Big Ten. Slim and none.
Slim
just left the building.
None.
Wake Forest. All right, we'll start with you before I do my little spiel before the end of the show. Thank you, Becky. Go Huskies.
Thank you, Becky.
I'll give you a little Thunderbird to end the evening.
Shake 'em up, shake 'em up. Thunderbird and grapefruit juice. Shake 'em up.
That's a shake 'em up.
Wow, totally together.
Yeah, totally together. Not that they taste good, but they are together. What are you looking for most this weekend? You conference championship game weekend.
Oh, absolutely. I'm looking forward to number 1 versus number 2 in the nation. Seriously, like you can't ask for anything more than that. The Indiana Hoosiers have impressed Wild Utes so much. Okay. Like after bagging on Indiana for almost 2 years, I'm bought in on this program. I'm all in. I like them so much that they've got their own swimsuit. Okay. And it looks good. It doesn't look like anything. Moen, this fits really well. And Moen, I think that we both can agree that it would be quite the remarkable thing to see Indiana win the Big Ten in football, right?
Listen, it's not just Indiana has won the Big Ten in football before, but Indiana has never in the 1960s. Indiana has never been number 1 overall. They've never been ranked number 1 in their history at football. Well, so that will be, if they win, they will be ranked number 1 for the first time in school history.
I will be watching that, and Moen, I will have to root for the underdog here for Indiana. Sure. Ohio State got the national championship last year and stuff. I think share the wealth. We'll see another Big Ten school win. I can't stand a lot of the SEC schools. I can't stand the bias. I can't stand the stupidity that goes out of that country a lot of time from the Feinbaums and those personalities. I don't want to see them win ever again. I know that's not going to happen. I want to see the Big Ten win a championship. I want to see the Indiana Hoosiers win a national championship. And I want to see the swimsuit more.
Okay. So that should sum it up for you and his weird fetishes with logos and swimsuits. I think I'm looking forward most to 1 versus 2, but I'm also looking forward to that SEC championship game. I think Alabama still gets in Kirby Smart's head and somehow pulls it off, but I'm going to be watching the officiating because if there's some fishy officiating going on that's giving Alabama the edge, we have to call it out because the SEC may be trying to get as many teams in as they possibly can. And then I'm looking forward to Selection Sunday. See where everybody is, where everybody ends up, and where everybody's going. The first round games. I think that's going to be interesting. Should be a good time. Should be a fun time. I want to thank everybody who joined us for this week's episode of the Big Freaking Friday Show. It's been fun. It's been informative. It's been filled with rage, love, a little depression, a wistfulness, if you will.
Pimping ain't easy.
Pimping ain't easy, nostalgia, and a bunch of other things too. I want to especially thank Ricky Tungate, LCV or LC versus I fucked his name up. LC versus the Earth. Becky Go Huskies. Ricky Tungate again. LC versus the Earth again. Becky Go Huskies again. Evil Badger. Becky Go Huskies again and again. LC versus the Earth. C Curtis 2407 and Becky Go Huskies again. Just as a reminder, on Sunday, check my Twitter. We'll determine where we're going live. I think we may go live and do a watch along with the selection show on Sunday. I believe it's at 7 o'clock, so it'll probably be 7 o'clock. We'll be going up against it live, and we'll give our reactions, myself and Rock. Depending on how long my festivities go tomorrow, my prior commitments, I may do a watch along for the Big Ten championship game. But we'll see. Again, that's another thing. Keep an eye on the CFB Mafia Twitter, and I'll let you guys know if that's happening. But I got a wedding I got to go to. So thanks, everybody. We will catch you next week. Same freaking time, same freaking channel. Until then, peace out.